11.1 is space figures and cross sections. We need to start with some background information, so we are going to go back to 1.1, which is nets and drawings. So a little vocabulary here. A net is a two-dimensional diagram that we fold up to form a three-dimensional figure. So we're just going to take a box and we're going to unfold it so that it lays out flat. The reason we want this to happen is that a net shows all of the surfaces in one view, and that can be really useful to us. So let's look at our first problem here. You can see that we have a cube, and if we lift up the top and then fold down the sides, and we're left with this flat shape. So you can see that side D over here folds down. C is going to be the base that we're sitting on. You can imagine the base there. And all of the other sides fold down with it. So let's look at our first problem. Go ahead and pause the video and try to answer number 1. Okay, we were asked to figure out if we folded our net up into a cube, which letters would be on top and on the right side. So there's a couple of different ways that you could do this depending on how you folded it, but all of your letters are still going to be in the same order. So I chose to believe that C was still my base down there on the bottom, which means B folds up to be the front. So if I can see B here, then I know if that's the front, then where's the back? Well, opposite of that has to be D, so I put D in the back, which means that E and F are going to fold up to be my sides. So I've got on my right side here is going to be F, and that means that the top flap is going to have to be side A. All right, let's look at problem 2. This is going to be useful to us when we are doing the surface area because we need to be able to see all of the faces, all of the surfaces. So if we have our graham cracker box here, we unfold it, we open the top and bottom flaps, and then we open the front and we fold it all out. Now, if we know the original dimensions of our graham cracker box, we know that this length is going to be 14, and here is our front flap here, so that's going to be 14. We also know that the back is going to be 14, so we would label that as well. That's also 14 centimeters. And let's see what else we know. We know that that side measures 6 centimeters. So this is going to be 6 centimeters. This is also going to be 6 centimeters. And what other side touches that? The bottom and the top. These measurements are also going to be 6 centimeters. And we have one more measurement here, the height of our box. And we look and we know that the front and back of our box are both 20 centimeters. And so are these two little pieces of the sides. Now you can see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rectangles here, and we now have dimensions on all of them. So go ahead and do the next problem. Unfold your net and label your dimensions. All right, let's do this one together. Now, I often find that the easiest way to do these is to start with the base, and sometimes lightly shading with your pencil. That way you can still see everything else, and you can erase it if you need to do another side. I like to start with the base, or whatever is on the bottom. And the first thing I have here is a rectangle. And I am going to label that. I know this side is 7 centimeters and this side is 4 centimeters. And then I know that to make a net, I am just going to fold down the sides. So I am going to do this side right here, and I can kind of shade that a little bit, lightly shade that, and it makes it easier to see that it's just another rectangle. And I am going to unfold that rectangle. And I know that it measures 4 centimeters here. We already have that marked. And it also measures 10 centimeters on this side. Now if we look, we have another one of those on the other side, so I can draw that one out and label it. It is 10 centimeters by 4 centimeters. And now all I have is the front and back. So if I look at the front here, what shape do I have on the front? I have a triangle. So I'm going to draw a triangle down this way. And what do I know about my triangle? Well, I know this base here is 7. It's already marked. And how long is this side? Well, this side matches up with the side of the rectangle. So my two sides measure 10. And in the back, I have the same thing. So this is a 7, 10, and 10. We have now unfolded our figure into a net, and we have labeled all of our dimensions. This is going to be critical when we are doing surface area. Now part B says, is there another possible net for the figure? There are many possible nets for this figure. We could start by using a front triangle. Let's just do a front triangle. And then how do things unfold from there? Well, we have a rectangle there, a rectangle there. We have a little rectangle down on the bottom, and then we need to fit in another triangle which comes off of there. You can start with any side and fold down the other sides around it. As I said, I like to start with the base. It's easier to visualize folding down from something that already appears to be sitting flat. These take a little practice, but I think you'll be able to do them quite quickly.